Hi guys, it's Kate here, and we are here for Get Moving Wednesday. Happy Wednesday! I am so happy today because the sun is shining finally. It has been super rainy in Ohio these past couple of days, so finally I have some sunshine, so I was outside today and I am ready to get moving with you guys. So if you were here for Get Moving Wednesday last week, we did a hip hop class. So today we are doing something a little different and we are doing a ballet class. So if you don't know what ballet is, it is a little bit slower. It works on flexibility, stamina, strength. It's super important. So a lot of people, a lot of dancers will tell you that ballet is the foundation of dance. And it really is because it works on all the things that you need to know and to do other styles of dance. So even if you're a tap dancer, you should do ballet. Or if you're a hip hop dancer, you have to do ballet because it is so important. So I'm super happy today to be bringing you guys a fun ballet class that you can do at home. So today we're going to be just doing like basic ballet. So we're not going to be doing anything too hard. So all you're going to need today is your body, and I have a chair. You can use a table, but something that you can hold on to so when you stand, you can hold on to it. So I'm using this chair, but whatever you have is perfect. And even if you don't have that, that is a-okay because we can work with and without the chair. So without further ado, let's get started in our ballet class. I'm gonna move my chair to the side so we can get started stretching. So our stretching is gonna look a little different because we wanna work a lot of flexibility today. So we wanna get really, really warmed up, unlike last week when we just did a couple of stretches. So I'm gonna scoot back and we're gonna start with our legs in butterfly. Now if you don't know what butterfly is, it's basically putting both of your feet together and putting your hands on top of them or on the sides. But to start, we're gonna flap our butterfly wings, and this stretches out our hips. And if you have a partner, or if you wanna comment, tell me where you are flapping your butterfly wings to. Today, since it is sunny in Ohio, I am going to be going to the park. So I'm flapping, flapping, flapping my wings. And then when you stop that, you're gonna sit up, and you're gonna stretch your nose to your toes. And if you can't go that far, that is okay. Just stretch as far as you can go. So we're gonna stretch forward and hold it here. And you should feel the stretch in the back of your legs. So we're holding it here. Good job, keep breathing. And then we're gonna sit up, and then we're gonna flap our butterfly wings again. So let's start flapping our wings. Now I wanna go to the beach because I want to play in the ocean. So keep flapping those butterfly wings and then stop, sit up, and we're going to stretch our nose to our toes one more time. Good job, guys. So keep stretching and sit up. So now we are going to stretch our hamstrings. So to do that, we're going to lay our legs forward and straight out. And we are going to sit up straight, so don't slouch. We want to sit up straight, and we're going to lift our arms up and reach forward. Now really try to hold it here. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but that's your hamstring stretching. So keep it forward, stretch, stretch, stretch. Good. Hold it, take a deep breath. And now sit up. One more time, we're going to put our arms up, make sure our back is straight and we're not slouched forward, straight up, and we're gonna reach forward. Good. So holding it here, this is stretching our hamstrings. Good. Now we are going to open our legs up to a straddle. So you want to keep your legs kind of like a big triangle, and we're gonna walk our hands forward. So remember, we don't want to slouch because that's not good. We want to stay straight up, and we're going to walk our hands forward. So walk, 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 and we're going to sit in the center. And you should feel the stretch in your inner thighs and on your hamstrings. So hold it here. You guys are doing great. I know it's a little uncomfortable, but keep holding it. The more you stretch, the more flexible you get. So the more you do this, the easier it will become. So hold it here. Now walk back And now we're going to go to one leg. So let's go to our right leg first. So we're going to go walk, 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 walk it down, and hold. So it's okay if you can't get your nose to your knee yet. If you keep practicing this, you will be able to in no time. So holding it here. And make sure, guys, when you're doing this stretch, that you're not letting your other leg roll in. We want to keep it so our toes are pointed to the ceiling. And so if you find yourself doing this, come back up a little bit and hold it where it feels comfortable. So good job. Now we're going to walk up. And now we're going to go to the other side. So walk, 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 walk. Remember, keep the other leg's toes pointed towards the ceiling. So we're holding it here. I know it's a little uncomfortable. Just hold it for a little bit longer. And now you can walk your hands up, and we're going to go towards the center one more time. You guys can do this. Let's make this one the best time. So we're going to sit up straight, and we're going to walk our hands forward. And hold it here. You guys are doing great. And now you're going to come back up, and we can shake our legs in. Shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. And now we're going to do some toe exercises to warm up our toes. So I'm going to sit to the side so you guys can see my toes. We're going to sit with our legs straight out, and we're going to work on pointing and flexing our toes. So if you don't know what pointing and flexing are, a pointed foot looks like this. So I'm going to point this foot right here. Pointed foot looks like this, and a flex foot looks like this. So when we point our toes go down towards the floor. And this is super important in ballet. A lot of times we have our toes pointed, most of the time. So we're going to point, and good. So when you do this, take your toes and push them towards the floor. Point, and make sure, guys, that you're pointing your ankle too. So it's not just your toes curling. We want to push our whole foot down. So it's going like, instead of just like this, you see how it looks like just my toes are pointing? We want to push our toes down towards the floor and point the ankle too. Good, and then the opposite of that, we are flexing. So we push our toes up towards the ceiling. It's like we want to get our toes towards our chest. So we're flexing them back. Good, now that you guys know what pointing and flexing is, let's start pointing one foot, flexing the other. So it's going to look like this. Point, flex. So we're switching feet. Good, and make sure your back's straight during this. Good. And you might feel your thighs get a little tight because they're working super hard to keep our toes pointed pretty and our flex pretty too. So point, flex. Let's do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Shake them out, shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. Good. Let's do this again, but let's flex and point both. Good. Really, really point. Really, really flex. This is getting our feet warmed up too. Good, guys. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, guys. Shake your legs out. Shake, 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 shake. Good. Okay. Now we're going to warm up our ankle. So we're going to take our right leg and we're going to cross it over. So it's just going to look like this, like we're making a number 4 with our legs. And we're going to roll out our ankle. So roll it out. This warms up our ankle because we're going to be doing a lot of pointing and a lot of flexing. So roll, roll, roll. Do 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now roll it the other way. 1. Good job, guys. You are doing great. So roll 4, 3, 2, 1. Now switch. Bring the other leg up. We're going. Roll. Now switch the other way. Good job, guys. You are doing great. This is all going to help us for our ballet class. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, guys. Shake, shake, shake those legs out, and let's get started. So, to start, I'm going to tilt the camera up so you guys can see me. Hello, everyone. So we are going to stand up and we are going to talk about some different positions. So ballet, it's strict. So our legs and our arms kind of have to be in a certain position. Unlike hip hop, where we can do our kick, step, step, and have our arms do whatever we want, this is a little more strict because we want everyone to look the same. So to start, let's talk about our feet positions. So I'm going to tilt you guys down so you can see my feet. So the first position that most dancers start in is first position. And what that looks like is we're going to stand with our feet under our shoulders. So we're kind of in a line. And we're going to make our ankles kiss. So they're going to look like this. So our heels are kissing. And our feet are pointed outwards. So if we drew a line right here, it would make a triangle. Good. So let's practice getting into first position. So we're going to put one foot out and then the other so our heels are kissing. Good, guys. And make sure that you're not forcing it so your legs have to bend. It doesn't have to be a perfect straight line. Most people don't have that. So if yours, it doesn't matter if it looks like this or if it looks like this, or if you have really good turnout, it could look like that. Just make sure that you can keep your legs straight. So you see my legs are straight. And make sure that it's comfortable. So when we're in first position, our arms are like this. So for dancers, the trick is dancers don't have thumbs. So when we hold our arms out, we don't want to see thumbs, so we tuck them in and we're holding them behind. So I have my friend here to help us learn. This is my penguin friend, and he's going to help us learn our arms for first position. So let's say we want him to hold our penguin and we want to hold him by his feet. So we have to hold him like this with our arms down. And so if we dropped him, our arms look like this. So pretend that you're holding your penguin friend or a beach ball or any large circular thing. We're going to hold like this. Good. So let's relax, 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 and let's practice. 4, 3, 2, come back here. Good. Remember, our thumbs aren't out, they're tucked in. And from the side, it looks like this. So they're not resting against your belly, they're out. Good. So remember, if we do our feet and our arms, it looks like this. And that is first position. So you guys have first position down. You guys are doing awesome. So now we're going to learn second position and then third. And then those are what we're going to be working with today. So for second position, so if we're going from first, you guys know first, we just learned that. Second position is just like first, but our legs step out. So we are going to step our legs out. Now we don't want them too wide, but we want them just a little bit past our shoulders. So if we drew our shoulders down, our feet would be a little wider. So like this. And for second position, our arms, instead of being here, just like our legs, come out in a line. So we have first, second. So second's pretty easy. So if we're here first, and then we come out second. Good job, guys. Now the next thing we need to learn is third. And third can be a little tricky, so if you just want to stick with first position today, that is awesome. You guys are doing great. I am so proud of you. So I'm going to tilt the camera up so you can see me, and let's learn third position. So we know first, we have our heels kissing. Second, we step our arms and our legs out. And third is kind of a cross. It's like both of them are meeting together. So we want one foot. So let's say our right leg is going to be in second. Remember, we have our legs turned out. Let's drag our right foot in to third. So third position looks like this. Point this leg out, and you're going to drag it in. And you want one leg, so for me it's my right leg, to be in the middle of your foot. So let me show you so you guys can get a little bit closer and see. So we have this leg out here, so we're in first position. Let's point out one foot. Oh, there's our penguin friend. He doesn't need to get kicked. We're going to point out one foot, and we're going to place it in the middle of our heel and our toes, like this. So if you can see, I'll turn a little bit, it's in the middle. So you want it to be like right here. That foot glued right there. Good. So for third, we're just going to keep our arms here today, just like we do in first. Usually there's a different arm, but it's a little tricky. So today we're just going to stick with this. So let's tendu our leg out. So just point your leg out and bring it in so it's right in the middle of that foot. Good. And remember, guys, just like first, we don't want to force our legs to be straight out. It's okay if they're a little pointed towards the front. That kind of hurts our knees. So remember, you want to be able to have your legs straight. Good, guys. So let's review this. Let's go back through. We know all of our positions now. So let's start. We're going to go first. Remember, our arms are out, our heels are kissing, and our chest is up and out. We don't want to slouch, just like our stretches. Now let's go to second. So remember, our feet are wider and our arms are out in a line. And remember, no thumbs, no thumbs. We don't want our thumbs out. We want them hidden. And third. Good job, guys. You have learned your first step of ballet. So those are our 3 positions. So now we're going to get into some bar exercises. And if you've seen a ballet class or you've heard about a ballet class, usually dancers have a bar that they can hold on to. But since we're at home, I'm using this chair. If you don't have a chair, just glue your hands to your hips. But I'm going to use this chair today. So the first thing we're going to learn is pliés. Now the other thing about ballet is it's all in French. So if I am saying words and you are like, Kate, what is that word? I have never heard that word. It is okay, because this is in a different language. It's in French. But I'm going to tell you what they mean in English. So the first thing we're going to learn is plié, and that means to bend. And that will make sense when I show you what a plié is. So let's start in first position. So remember, our heels are kissing. We have our one hand on the bar, or you can have 2. So if you bring it in front of you, you can have 2 hands on the bar. But today, so you can see me, I'm going to have one hand, or you can have both hands glued to your hips. So I'm going to have one hand on the bar and one hand glued to my hip. And the first thing we want to do is learn a plié. So we have our feet in first position, and plié means to bend. So, just like it sounds, we are going to bend and stretch. That is a plié. So this is called a demi-plié. And what a demi-plié is, demi means small. So it's a small bend. You guys are learning French and ballet today. How cool is that? So let's try it again. We're bend and stretch. So since our heels are kissing and our feet are turned out, we want to make sure our knees bend over our toes. Bend. So if you look down, your knee is over your toe. You're not turning your legs in. They're open, and it kind of makes a butterfly. So bend, stretch. That is a demi-plié. Now, you have demi-plié, which means small bend, and you have grand plié, which means big bend. So a grand plié is when we go demi and all the way down. So you don't want to sit, but you want to be just up a little bit. So we got our demi and our grand. And our grand, you want it to make it look like a diamond. So when your legs are out and bent, you have a diamond. So here is demi. And this kind of looks like a diamond, but we want to go lower into our grand to make the full diamond. So you probably feel your thighs, they're burning because it's hard. So that's why ballet is so important. It makes our legs super duper duper strong. So let's try this. Let's go back with our hand on our hip, our legs in first position, and let's do one demi-plié, one grand plié. 5, 6, 7, 8. Demi, grand, demi, up. One more time. Demi, grand, demi, up. Good job, guys. And now, if you want to do it in second position, glue your hand to your hip. Same thing. Knees over toes, demi. Now grand, demi, up. Good. One more time. Demi, grand, demi, up. Now let's try it in third position. Same thing as first and second. So we have our heel in the middle of our toes and our heel on one leg, in the middle of our toes and our heels on the other foot. So we go demi. Now this one's a little tricky, so make sure you hold on to your chair. If you fall, it's okay. This is your first time doing it. Grand, demi, up. One more time, demi, grand, demi, up. Good job, guys. Now we are gonna do a combination, which means I'm gonna play some music and we are gonna do a plie combination. So what that means is I'm gonna teach you some plies and we're gonna do them to some music. So what we wanna do is we're gonna start in first and we're gonna do 4 demi plies in first. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're gonna put our leg out in second, so step into second. 4 demi plies in second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're gonna come into third, and we're gonna do 4 demi plies in third. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're gonna come back to first, do 1 grand plie, come into second, do 1 grand plie, so remember that's our big bend, and come into third, 1 grand plie. So that is our first exercise. Let's play some music and get started, guys. So I'm gonna turn some music on. So ballet music usually is pianos, so you might hear some pianos or guitars. Usually they don't have words in them. So we're gonna start here, hand on hip, bend, stretch, bend, stretch. One more time, 2 more times, bend, stretch, bend, stretch. Second position, bend, stretch, one more time, stretch. Come into third, bend, stretch, bend, stretch. 2 more times. Come back to first, 1 grand plie. Second position, grand plie. Now third position, grand plie. Good job, guys. You finished your first ballet combination. So these are called plies. So the next thing we're going to learn is tendus. Tendu means to stretch. So it's kind of weird because we're not really stretching, but our toe is stretching. So a tendu, I'm going to step back. We're going to start in first. And a tendu is like taking your toe and drawing a line forward to point your toe at the end of the line. So from the side, it looks like this. You draw your leg out, point at the end, and come back in. Draw your leg out and come back in. Now the trick to tendus is we want the side of our foot, so make sure our foot's facing the side when it comes forward. Drag our leg out so you can see my toe and my heel. It's not like this, so you can only see my toes. So that's called turn out. So we want our foot turned out. Good. So tendu, and we come back to first. Tendu, we come back to first. Now guys, you can do, I'm going to move my chair over so I don't hit my couch. You can do tendus to the front, to the side, and to the back. So let's practice to the side. Tendu, make sure your foot's pointed, stretch. Now pretend I put paint on your big toe and you have to draw a line out. So draw, 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 point, and come back in. Good, and we always come back to first. Draw, and now to the back, we want to draw a line back. So if you have paint on your toe, it would draw a line back. Good. So we do it one more time. Back. Good. So let's practice a tendu front, a tendu side, and a tendu back. 5, 6, 7, 8. Tendu front and close, tendu side and close, tendu back and close. Good job, guys. And if this is a little tricky, it is okay. It takes a lot of getting used to. Ballet is hard. So for our tendu combination today, we're going to do 4 tendus front, 4 tendus side, 4 tendus back. And with dance, if you remember, we count in 8s. So the reason we keep doing 4 is because a tendu is 2 counts. 1, 2. So to go to the front, it's 8 counts. To go to the side, it's 8 counts. To go to the back, it's 8 counts. But you don't have to worry about that. Just know we do 4 tendus front, 4 tendus side, 4 tendus back. And remember, a tendu means to stretch. So let's get our tendu music going. There we go. Tendu front and close, front, close, front, close, front, and close to the side. 1, close, 2, and close, 3, and close, 4, and to the back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 5, 6. Last one. 7, 8. Good job, guys. Now for tendus, since we just did one leg, now we got to do the other leg. So I'm going to switch my chair around, and we are going to do our tendus on the other leg with the same music. You guys know what to do. For front, back, and side. Oh, but I got to hit play. So hand on your hip. Tendu front. Close. Close. 2. Close. 3. And close to the side. 1. Close. Back. Good. 1. Close. 2. Close. 3. Close. Last one. 4. And close. Good job, guys. You are doing great. The last thing we are going to learn at our bar is a dégagé. And a dégagé means to disengage. Now, if you don't know what that means, it's kind of like letting go. So disengaging. So a dégagé is just like a tendu, but our dégagé comes up. So what I mean by that is, let's say I'm at my bar, and just like a tendu, our leg is going to drag out, but for a dégagé, it's going to come up a little bit. So from the side, we have a dégagé that looks like this. It comes out and up off the floor. Now, it doesn't come too high off the floor, so let me show you. So a dégagé comes about up to here. So just a tiny bit, not too high, just a little bit, like a brush. Like you're kicking a soccer ball, but you're pointing your foot at the end. So just like a tendu, we point out and brush. And remember, guys, for our turnout, we want our heel and our toe to be visible when we come out. We don't want it to be like this so you can't see our heel. And that's called turnout. So just like our tendus, we are going to do 4 front, 4 side, 4 back. Good. Let me get our dégagé music going. And we can get started. Brush, close, brush, close, 2, close, 3, to the side, good, 1, close, 2, close, 3, close, 4, to the back, you guys are doing great, 1, close, 2, close, 3, close, 4, close, good job, guys. Now just like our tendus, we're going to go to the other side. So let's switch our chair around, and go to the other side. You are doing great, guys. I am so proud of you. Ballet is tricky, but you guys are learning it and doing great. So let's come to our bar. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, close, 2, close, 3, close, 4, to the side. 1, close, 2, close, 3, close, 4, back. 1, close, 2, close, 3, close, 4, close. Good job, guys. So let's go over what we learned. We have learned a plie, a tendu, and a dégagé. So if you remember, our plie means to bend, and we have our demi-plie, which is a small bend, and our grand plie, which is a big bend. Then we have our tendu, which means to stretch. So we can go tendu front, tendu side, tendu back. And then we have our dégagé, which means to disengage. That's a big word, but remember, it's just kind of like a brush. Good job, guys. Now, the last thing we're going to do at bar is learn balancing. So if we get on our tippy toes, remember, usually we call it a balance. But in ballet, we call it a relevé. And a relevé means to rise. So let's learn a relevé. So come to your bar, and it's okay if you want to put 2 hands on your bar, because this is a little tricky. So if we're just thinking about what we would do normally, if we want to balance, we get on our tippy toes, and we kind of tip, 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 tip around just to stay up. But in ballet, we have our hand on the bar, other hand on the hip. Let's put our feet in first position first, and we're going to work on rising. So we want to pretend that we have to press our heels away from the floor and rise. Good job, guys. It's a little tricky, and it might feel a little weird, but it is okay. So let's come back down. One more time, let's practice a relevé. Relevé means to rise. 5, 6, 7, 8. Press the floor away. Good. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. Press the floor away. Now, once you're up here, if you want to practice taking one hand down, maybe taking 2 hands down and putting them in first. See how that feels? It's a little tricky. You might wobble, and that's okay. Even the best ballerinas in the world wobble. It's hard. So let's try again and put our arms in first. 5, 6, 7, 8. Rise and hold. Now you can bring your arms to second. It's okay if you have to grab your chair or come down. Come back up. So second and back to first. Let's try that one more time. It's super tricky, but you can do it. Come to second and back to first. Now come down, guys. Shake your legs out. I know it hurts the back of your legs, but that means they're getting stronger. So guys, this is called a relevé. So if you practice your plie exercises, so let's say we do our plie exercise. We do 4 demi-pliés. We do our 3 grand pliés in each position. And then after, at the end of the exercise, you can practice coming up to a relevé and holding. And if you want to get super tricky, remember we can do our arms. You can also try to balance. Ooh, it's tricky, but come to one leg, switch legs. It's all part of balance. And guys, that is why ballet is super, super important. Even football players, guys, have to practice ballet because it's flexibility and it's strength, and that really helps. So if you're a football player, you can join and come to ballet because flexibility is super important, because if you fall, if your muscles are flexible, they won't get torn or anything like that, because that can be icky and it can hurt. So make sure you guys are always stretching and practicing ballet because it's super, super fun and it's important to do. So guys, remember we have our pliés, our tendus, our dégagés, and our relevés, which means to rise. Thank you guys so much for being here with Get Moving Wednesday. I'm so happy you guys joined me. Make sure to tag us at Get Your Play Online in your ballet class. I want to see you guys practicing your tendus and your dégagés and your relevés and your pliés It's all important. Thank you guys so much. Happy Wednesday, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.